I'm trying to decide if the headband look is cute on me or if it looks like I have a bandage from a head trauma. I can't tell if it looks cute or not. Hi guys, welcome back to another reading vlog. Today we are reading vampire books because right now we're on the cusp of late August to early September. It's August 22nd, but in my head that's a fair time to start getting into spooky stuff. So I have grabbed all of my vampire romances and we'll see how many I can get through this week. I'm aiming for 3. I'll be impressed if we can do all 4. I'm gonna feel bad for whoever's left out at the end of this if we only get to 3, but then we'll just do another vlog reading spooky books and we'll read it then. It is a goal of mine to go through my physical TBR because in my last video I talked about how I have over 200 books on my physical TBR, so we need to get cracking on that. These are all the books that I have currently in my collection and we will go through the options that we have. The first option we have for this week is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Very popular book, huge on Book Talk, and she's kind of thick. How many pages is she? She is about 450 pages, very small font, so we'll see how long it takes to get through this one. So sorry, my cat's in here for the first time and he's like exploring. Then we have The Beautiful. This actually seems very interesting. I've had this book for a very long time. It's been on my shelf forever, so this would be great if we could get through this book. It's also really big font, around, oh wow, I was gonna guess around 300 pages, but this one is 400 as well. This one is 450. That is crazy. These are both 450 pages. There's no way. That's crazy, the difference in the paper quality. Anyway, second we have The Beautiful. Then we have Immortal Dark. This is another one that I've had for a while and has been on my list to read. Another one that is very highly anticipated by TikTok or Book Talk. So I hope we can get into this one because look at that. Gorgeous. And then it's got some cool foiling on it. Gorgeous. I believe this one's a YA. And I'm not sure if The Beautiful is YA or adult. I guess we'll find out. And then last but not least is Lightfall. This is a book that I just picked up last week. Got it for 50% off at the Barnes & Noble sale, but this one I really don't know what it's about. All I saw was a novel of vampires, werewolves, and sorcerers. Closed it, put it in my cart. So this one is the most appealing to me because it's so mysterious, and on the cover it says you are what you drink with a very ominous like castle, if you can see that. This one actually inspired this video. If I had to choose, I feel like these two are gonna be our first 2 books. Why? If I had to choose right now, it would be between these 2 books because these are the books that are highly anticipated in my mind. Oh, I also just noticed the blurb at the top of this one. A darkly delightful subversion of the vampire tale. Whip smart, snarky banter set against a brooding, blood-drenched world. Wow. Here's the thing. I really want to read this one, but I feel like I'm gonna get tired of holding a hardcover, which is where this one comes in, but I also feel more intrigued about this one. So let me read the first few sentences of both and then we're gonna see the kind of vibe that we have. Let me read the first few sentences of Beautiful, or The Beautiful, and we'll see what we think. The pages are so thin. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's not grabbing me right away. So let's read Lightfall. Ooh, it's got a little map. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that first paragraph was really good, so we're gonna start with Lightfall and see how it goes. It's a kitty. He's a little shy. I have just realized I'm broken. I cannot focus on this book to save my life. So I found the audiobook and we're listening to the audiobook instead. The only thing I'm worried about is that Spotify gives you 15 hours a month of reading and this book is 16 hours and 36 minutes. We might have to read. Okay. and he found the strings. He's obsessed with strings of any kind, but we might have to read the last few, and I might do some immersive reading. Usually I just do other things instead of immersive reading because I like to do puzzles. I have many crafts. I love to update my journal. I love to color, I love to make food. So we'll see if we're gonna immersive read or if we're just gonna do the audiobook, but I'm also gonna take the dogs for a walk, do all the things. I thought I wanted to read though, because last week all I did was listen to audiobooks, but now I kind of miss that I can listen to books and be productive at the same time. Like I can clean my house and also read, so we're just gonna read. And then if it turns into listening to audiobooks for a week again, then that's okay, because audiobooks are still reading. I'm still learning about all these characters, whether I look at it with my eyeballs or listen to it with my ears. Let's get back into the book. I have no updates because I'm listening to the stuff I already read. Good morning. It has been quite the day already. Jordan just left for work, so it's just us. I curled my hair last night in legging curls, and I love how it looks curled, but it just refuses to hold the curls. But I also don't want to put any like holding sprays in it, just because I want my hair to like stay clean and not have a bunch of things in it. So anyway, it is noon. It's about to be noon. What we're gonna do is continue listening to Lightfall. Let's see how far in we are. We are 22% into Lightfall, and to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed with Lightfall. It's not really meeting the expectations I had for it, but we're still very early in. Right now I would give it like a 3-star, but again, we're only 20% into the entire book. We've met a few characters, and I do like that it's in multiple characters' point of views, but I feel like it's not really portrayed that well. I feel like we jump perspectives so often without any rhyme or reason. I don't know if it's just my perception of like vampire books, but I feel like usually with TV shows, movies, books, it's about them being a vampire, you know, and the characteristics of a vampire and what it means to be a vampire and how they feed and how they blend in with the community and like XYZ, where this book is just about a different thing. It's just about a story with someone who happens to be a vampire. They haven't brought up any of the characteristics of a vampire, any of the struggles of a vampire, which is very different. It feels like them being a vampire has nothing to do with the story, which is the reason why I'm reading it. So it's a little bit of a letdown, but maybe that'll change. Again, we're still very early on. These are just my initial thoughts. I'm not really invested, so hopefully today we can listen more and get more invested. Last night I went to the store and got some crafts because I've been bored. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks and didn't have things to do. Like sometimes I'll drive and run errands, and sometimes I'll clean, but then the other times when I'm at home I don't have anything to do. So I've decided I'm gonna try to make a chunky blanket. So I got 2 things of yarn, and I know to make a big blanket you need much more, probably 5 to 7, but I didn't want to get too many because the last time I tried to crochet I got frustrated and gave up. So I got 2 to start, and if I can figure out how to do it and get in the loop of it, then I can buy more. That's the deal with myself. And then I also got one of these. I went to Michael's, by the way. These are from Michael's. I got one of these. I used to love these as a kid. If you've seen these, or you scratch out the foil and it makes like a picture. Scratch art paper is what it's called. So there's 6 of them in here, I believe. No, there's 6 of them in here, and this will be something fun to do while I listen to audiobooks. And then the last thing I got was this book on how to draw super cute, adorable doodles. Arguably, you could say is available on YouTube for free, which it is, but also I liked these step-by-step instructions on how to do it, because if you don't know, I have a small business and I try my best to make super cute art, but I'm not the most talented when it comes to drawing. I try my best to hand draw stuff, or I'll create graphics and do like graphic art, but I would love to be able to learn how to draw everything and then create just fun little doodles, especially for the holidays and stuff. Since I have a business making art and t-shirts art and like stickers and stuff. I want to learn how to draw better. So I felt like this was a good investment to make, even though I could probably find it on YouTube. I thought this was just a cute way to learn, especially since this is quite literally step by step. And there's a bunch of them in the back here. And then there's also other ones like this. I got it because I thought they were very cute and I liked how these were, because everyone has their own art style, but I liked this style, like the cartoony doodles, because that is perfect for a fun t-shirt or a fun sticker. Anyway, I put this on because I was cold, but now I'm warm again. I'm feeling like Waldo, but this is my only clean tank top. I'm going to listen to my book, probably do these first and see where we're at. I'm just in a weird mood now. I'm in a weird funk, so I'm gonna listen to the book and kind of see what we get up to. Hi. I hate when a room just feels dark. It's not dark outside, it's very bright outside, but then I hate when you're inside, you have all these windows and it still feels like a dungeon. Sometimes I don't come down here just because I want that light, and it's so unfortunate because our spare bedroom has the best lighting, but I can't use that bedroom because it's got a lot of large furniture in there. But this is my office. I haven't been down here in forever because I haven't been creating anything lately. My small business has been very much lacking. I haven't created a new design in ages, so that's what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna make some bookmarks and then we're gonna workshop some Halloween stuff, some new apparel. I want to really put my heart and soul into working on my business because I truly care about it. I've just felt so icky about it lately and I don't know why, so we're gonna try to put in some extra effort. But that being said, I think I hate this book. Sorry to say. We are 31% in and I just don't want to listen to it because I don't like it. I think I might DNF it because it's just not good. It's not fun. It's not fun to listen to. I think I'm gonna put it down for now. Again, I'm like sweating when I really shouldn't be because it's always cold down here. I think we're gonna put it down for now and then pick up a different book, and then if I still don't want to read it by the end of this vlog, we're just gonna DNF it, unfortunately, because I just can't do it. I'm gonna look at what's available. I think I'm gonna go for either Serpent and the Wings of Night. No, maybe let's see if The Beautiful is on here. I'd be shocked if it was. The Beautiful is not on Libby or Hoopla, so let's look at Immortal Dark. Immortal Dark is on Libby. It's about a 2-week wait, so we will request that one right now because hopefully by the time we get to that one, it should be available. Serpent and the Wings of Night is on Hoopla, which means we can play it now. And I'm expecting a lot from this book because everyone has been hyping up this book, saying it's so good, the series is so good. So we're gonna put that to the test and try out Serpent and the Wings of Night while we're working on some designs because I need to not completely abandon my business. Morning. Even though it is very much the afternoon. Earlier today, hung out with my boyfriend before he went to work. Then I ran some errands and now I've been watching Miss Heather McClary's YouTube video and she was really putting me in the fall spirit. So I went and got some candles to light because I really need a fall candle. So this one is Harvest Apple and Leaves. I also had to go to Target for other reasons, so I grabbed some candles while I was there. Pumpkin Woods, so good. But this one is also just so vibey because it's big and it's warm cider and cinnamon. I think I'm gonna light this one because she's so cute. We also just put a coffee table in our living room. This used to be in our basement, but we decided that we'd rather have a coffee table instead of a couch ottoman in our living room. And so far, it's wonderful. It's my desk for the day. I think I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos first while I work, and then I'm gonna listen to some audiobooks because I do need to listen to books because that is the point of reading vlog. But now I'm just excited for the fall because I was kind of teetering on the edge where I was liking summer but sort of getting into fall, but now I'm like fully in fall because of Heather, and I love that for both of us. I'm gonna light this, get some work done, maybe listen to an audiobook, but I'll let you know. Tiny spells, but for the most part. She can't really do much. Love doing that. It's my favorite way to like drink my coffee in the morning. Yeah. Nothing but baby Christmas stuff. Oh, I wish I had it because there's literally nothing in here. We have Guys, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, I'm in such a weird mood. Hi, boys. I'm in such a weird mood. That was unnecessary. You scared the shit out of me. I'm in such a weird mood because my books aren't hitting, my life isn't hitting, my mood's not hitting, my appetite's not hitting. Ugh. My boyfriend's stressed, so I'm stressed. It's very codependent of us. I'm just kind of in a funk now. It's like 9 p.m. and I don't even want to eat this, but I know I need to eat. And I'm a little hungry, but I'm not really that hungry. If you can hear my dogs eating, I apologize. This is the only time that they eat, is like late at night or in the morning. But my books just aren't hitting. I'm what, 40% through The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I just don't care or know what's going on. I'm 46% through, so I'm almost halfway through, and I'm like, why are we doing this? I don't know if I expected it to be more trashy, because all of my vampire media is Twilight, The Vampire Diaries, and every other trashy TV show or movie, where the entire plot is about the fact that they're a vampire, and that's kind of what I was wanting. But the past 2 books I've read, like I said earlier, the plot has nothing to do with the vampires. Like, you wouldn't even really know if they were a vampire unless they blatantly mentioned it, because the plot has nothing to do with it. Like, it's barely brought up. And when I read a vampire romance, I want it to be like in-your-face vampires. Otherwise, I'll just read a fantasy book, you know? I'll just read a fae romance or something if I wanted magical creatures. I want vampires, not just about this competition and you just say the word vampire every 50 pages. I don't know if that's a me problem or if that's the regular feedback. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way, but I'm just disappointed and I don't know what I want to do. I've actually been missing Lightfall, and I thought I hated Lightfall, but as I'm reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I'm like, oh my god, I wonder what they're doing in Lightfall. Like, what is that? That's when you know the books are bad. I'm thinking about going back to the other book. I think I'm just grumpy though. I think I'm just grumpy because it's very rare that I don't like a popular book talk book. I'm just in a weird mood and I don't know if I should power through or just like take a pause for the rest of the night and try again later. But I did update the listings on my website for my stickers that you saw me like measuring. I put in the measurements. I updated the listings to make it look more professional. I'm actually really proud of it. So that's good. That's really the only productive thing to come out of today. Other than that, I just feel bleh. I felt happier early today, but now I just feel bleh. Anyway, I think I might just take the night off and watch some YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm at least gonna watch YouTube, a few YouTube videos, maybe watch YouTube for the next hour, and we'll check back in. If not, I'll just see you in the morning because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go now. I forgot my tripod upstairs. It looks like we're holding a seance. Hi, it's the next day. It is also like 5 p.m. and I haven't really been productive today. It's been a very slow day. Today, I'm going to vacuum and mop the floors just to make sure the floors are nice. And then try to finish this book. I think I want to immersive read a little bit today because that sounds fun and hopefully it'll help me get more invested in the story. This book so far it's okay. I think I'm really looking for a stereotypical horny vampire romance, and neither of the books we've read so far has been that. So I fear this video is gonna be a fail because none of the books I have physically are really that vibe either. So if you have any recommendations, let me know for like a corny but cute, playful vampire romance, or even something more serious and darker, but more about the vampires being vampires, you know? This is hardly about vampires being vampires, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just not paying attention enough. That could also be it. Just because it's not really grabbing my attention, so I find myself zoning out sometimes and and maybe I'm missing some details, but we'll see. I updated my sticker page for my business yesterday, so I want to keep updating business things. I want to finalize some fall designs that I have in mind because fall is coming around the corner. It's the 25th of August, and then in my head, once it's September 1st, it's go time for fall and Halloween stuff. So I want to finalize that and kind of see a price estimate of what my ideas would cost to make and what I can afford at the moment. We'll see, and then we'll take the dogs for a walk, and then we'll kind of just hang out and chill, maybe watch a movie later or YouTube. I don't know. I think for now I'm going to immersive read a little bit, see how far we get, and then we're gonna mop the floors. Sorry my energy is so off. These books are just not hitting the way I thought they would, and it might just be a wrong timing kind of thing. It might not even be about the books, especially this one. I feel like I might want to reread this like a year from now because so many people love it, and I've never had a situation personally where I didn't love a book that everybody else loved, and I just like don't really understand their romance, and that's very rare for me. We'll see. I'm gonna read a little bit, gonna listen, and then follow along in the book, and we'll see how far we get. I'm also very behind on my water intake. I just drank what I was supposed to finish yesterday, so I'm still at 0 technically. I've been trying to get more strict on myself about water intake because when I do get enough water, I know how good I feel, but I'm terrible at drinking water. It's an actual chore for me. It's such a chore to drink water, and I already put flavoring in it. It's not even just plain water, it's like the 0 sugar flavoring packets, and I still can barely get myself to drink it. I'll just be here chugging water while you watch me read. Conversation over candlelight. I'm 80% through the book. I still don't like it any more than I did earlier, and now they're about to bang, and I just could not care less, to be honest. This is the first time where I now understand when people say they don't see the chemistry between the two characters, because I've heard people say that about my favorite books, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's so obvious that they have chemistry. But now I'm just, you know, that's just an opinion, and that's okay. I don't love this book, but so many other people do, and that is okay. It is a very popular book. For some reason, I'm not vibing with it, and I don't really know why, but that's just an opinion, and different opinions can be okay. I'm also realizing that they don't give much description of the characters. Again, maybe I'm just not paying attention enough, but it almost feels like a book about fae more so than vampires, because they also talk about like his wings, and every time they mention his wings, all I picture is Cassian, and I haven't even read ACOTAR. I've just seen fan art, and every time they talk about the main character, I just picture Cassian. I never picture a vampire. I feel like that's not entirely on me. Pull for train, please. I also don't know if I ever said what this book is about. I'm gonna move the candle for a second. This candle's beautiful. I'm definitely gonna use the jar when it's done. I don't think I ever explained this book. To be honest, I don't even really know what it's about. Let's read the back. For humans and vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. The main female character is a human. The main male character is a vampire. They're in this vampire world, and they keep mentioning over and over again how dangerous it is for her because she's a human. So this world is mostly vampires, but I think there are human villages because they've mentioned human villages. So she's decided to enter this competition that is full of vampires, and it's basically trials. It's very much giving Hunger Games, but there's multiple rounds. So right now I'm on the last round, and like only one can survive, so we'll see how that goes because it's only between her like lover, and then 2 other people, but only one can survive, so we'll see what happens. But it says Rain, who is the main character, it says Rain is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Araya most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. Okay, so it's a war for the Night Crown. So her father's like the leader, but he's not really the greatest guy, so we're finding out more about him. And she's also adopted. She's not his because her father's a vampire. She's human because she's adopted. Oh, another thing to mention, in this world of vampires, I think vampires can be born, but you can also be turned into a vampire, but it only works like 1/3 of the time, I think, because I think they said 2/3 just don't go well. Either they die or they're sick or something's wrong with them. Turning a human into a vampire isn't that common because it only works a third of the time, and I'm pretty sure vampires can be born. They can have vampire babies, which for most vampire lore is impossible. So that's weird. Maybe it's just because I like vampires so much and I like their lore so much that I'm not really vibing with this book, because if you just told me this book was about fae, I'd believe you, because it doesn't have any of the vampire lore that I love, because vampires are dead, so they can't have babies, but in this book they can have babies, I think. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, leave it in the comments, because I really don't know. I'm really sad about this book, honestly. I'm really sad I don't like it more. I've been thinking about what to rate this book, and I think it's gonna be a very generous 3, because I feel like it might just be my mood right now. The way I feel, it's more like a 2.5, but I'm giving it the extra bump because it could just be a me problem, and the fact that I'm not in the mood for it. Like, I had the wrong perceptions of it going into it, so I feel like if I read it again in like a year, it might be better. So I'm gonna rate it a 3 as of now. I'm only 80% in, so if the ending is better, it might be a more earned 3, but right now it's a very, very generous 3. Right now I'm gonna pause reading it because I have to post some TikToks and all that business. So I'm gonna do that quick. I have to edit a TikTok, post it, post on Instagram, post on a short, and then I'll go back to reading this before bed, I think. I still have to vacuum and mop. Ugh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't really want to, but I'm going to, because my Pookie's having a bad day and that would make him happy. New angle unlocked because I forgot my tripod upstairs. Anyway, sorry goose. Before I say anything about the books, Taylor Swift's engaged. This morning, I was scrolling on Instagram, saw a photo of her getting proposed to, posted 1 minute ago. I was on that shit. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. A lot of people will say it's weird how happy I am for a celebrity, but it's just fun. Like, is it not fun to love? Is that not okay? Is it not okay to appreciate happiness? Especially when you've been listening to someone's music for over a decade and you listen to them at very vital parts of your own childhood and your own different love stories growing up. My first love, my high school love, all these things. I was listening to all of her breakup songs, all of her love songs, and now she's engaged and happy and has found her person, and that's just exciting. This is for the haters who say it's weird. Last night I finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and don't yell at me, don't yell at me. Please don't yell at me. But I rated it, oh my god, please don't yell at me. I'm gonna read you my rating, or my review first. I'm gonna read you my review because I wrote my review right away so that I could capture how I was feeling, because this morning I'm a lot more tame about it, but last night I had many thoughts. This is my Goodreads review. I honestly don't know how to feel. I went into this book looking for a vampire romance, which I think is my biggest downfall. This is a fantasy book with trials and high stakes that happens to have vampires in it. Nothing about the book screamed vampire. Honestly, if they didn't drop the term so often, you wouldn't even know any vampires were there. I know this is a very popular book, so it could be that my own perceptions got in the way, and in parentheses, I am open to rereading in the future to give it another try. I found that the last 10% of the book was the best plot. Anything before that I could care less about. I get it's set up that way to start a series, but it was overall a letdown. And if I have to hear the name Vincent one more time, ... it was too much. But for real, why did they say Vincent 10,000 times? I don't need to hear the name Vincent ever again in my entire life. If I ever thought about naming my child Vincent, it's gone now. The amount of times they mentioned Vincent was absolutely insane, and it was to the point where I was like, I don't care about Vincent anymore. I don't care. Stop talking about Vincent. I don't care about Vincent. What is going on? Like, why do we keep talking about Vincent? And it was just annoying. So I ended up rating it a 2.5 to 3. I put on my rating 2.5-3. But then on Fable, I rated it a 2.75 because Fable allows you to do the 0.25 and the 0.75 ratings. So I did like a happy medium. It just wasn't for me. I don't know if that's my fault or if it's just not my vibe. I am open to rereading it in the future because, like I said in my review, it might have just been my own perceptions going into the book. I might reread it in a year from now and think it's fantastic because I know what the book is about and I know the circumstances about it. But for example, I filmed a fall TBR this morning for a video that came out right before this one, and there's so many books I have on my TBR that are like fun rom-com vampire romances, and I think I would was just looking for something that's more about vampires and not a fantasy book with vampires, you know? Does that make sense? Like, I want vampire romance books. I don't want high fantasy. Not that this book is high fantasy. I don't even really know what high fantasy means, to be honest. I wasn't really looking for a fantasy book that happens to have vampires. I was looking for a vampire fantasy romance. I think those expectations kind of lowered the experience for me. But if you go into it knowing this is just a fantasy book, high stakes, they have different kinds of trials, and some of the characters are vampires, then you might like it more, if that makes sense. But I will say, the last 10% was good. I liked the last 10%. And the worst part about it is that I might even read the sequel because the last 10% was the best part. It actually got really interesting in the last 10%. So who knows? It might be a situation where the sequel is better than the original. That's what everyone says about ACOTAR. So honestly, who knows? Final rating, we're gonna say a 2.75. In 2025, I'm trying to stay away from 2.5 or 2.75. There's nothing wrong with rating books that way. I just feel, for me personally, it makes me more indecisive about ratings, but I really don't want to give this book a 2.5, and I don't think it deserves a 3. So I feel like I have to make an exception for this book and rate it at 2.75. Because I don't think it deserves a 2.5. I don't think it was that terrible. I just didn't like it. Maybe it's a 2.5. See, this is what happens when you add in more numbers. I'm just so indecisive about it. 2.5 just sounds so mean. I have no idea what book we're reading next. Part of me kind of wants to go back to Lightfall just to see where we're at, to see if I still have a problem with it, which I might do because I have to take the dogs on a and I usually listen to audiobooks when I do that. So I might do that later and kind of check in. And then after that, I think we're gonna read The Beautiful. Because I reserved Immortal Dark on Libby, but it isn't available yet. So we might have to read that one physically if I can't find the audiobook. Otherwise, I might use an Audible credit. I froze my membership because I haven't been using Audible at all since I got Libby and Hoopla. But you can't cancel it until you use your credits. And I don't know what to use my credits on. So right now it's frozen and I have 4 credits to use. So maybe I'll use one of my 4 credits on Immortal Dark and just hope that it's worth it. Ooh, we'll see. But I do want to read The Beautiful, and I have the book that I can read on a paperback, so we might do that. Anyway, I'm going to edit the fall TBR video, then I'll let you know when we start reading a book, because right now I just need a break. I need a reading break, and I need a vampire break, and I need a fantasy break. So we're gonna focus on editing the fall TBR video, watching some YouTube. Right now I'm watching Destiny Sidwell, and we're just gonna relax until later. Hi. I feel terrible. My allergies have been so incredibly awful. I've just been taking it easy today. I've been listening to a little bit of The Beautiful and I'm almost 50% of the way through. I'm thinking about DNFing The Beautiful, which is very unfortunate because that's the second DNF of this video plus a 2.5 star. And I'm just really over these vampire books. I'm just in a bad mood. All of these books have put me into yet another slump, which I just got out of a slump, read like 4 books, now I'm back in another slump because of this video, which was my idea. I don't know why I chose this video idea or these books, but the one positive thing is that I was gonna read Immortal Dark in this video, but my hold on Libby isn't here yet, but I got a notification for a different vampire book that's a new release, and I now have it in my loans. I have, do you see it? Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm really excited for this one. I heard it's about lesbian vampires. Again, a recommendation from Heather McClary. I feel like I shout her out in every single video because she just recommends the best books. I think I'm gonna start that book, and if I still don't care about The Beautiful, I'm just gonna DNF The Beautiful, finish this book, and finish this vlog because it is destroying me. It is gonna put me in a reading slump before my fall TBR, which I'm very, very excited about. So I just want to finish this video, read this book, and move on. And hopefully my allergies won't be as bad by then. I'm just gonna carry around this toilet paper roll because my nose keeps running. I'm gonna go lay down and finish not finish, and start this book.
Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Read by Julia Whalen, Katie Lowe, and Marisa Callan.
Good morning. And when I say that, it is true because it is the best morning, because I finally found a book I like. This is what I mean when I say vampire lore. She is already fed on someone. She can't get into houses without permission. That is vampire lore that I'm looking for. It's when the lore is part of the plot, and that's what I've been looking for all week long, and I haven't been able to find it, and it's finally hitting, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm so actually happy reading again. It was a dark time this week. This vlog has been a dark time, but now I'm finally reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Let me check how far I'm in. 34% in. I can't believe, let me see. Hello, perfect. Can you see? I can't believe I'm 6 hours and 20 minutes in and I'm still not even halfway. Like, that's crazy. 34% through. I really like it. At first I was a little nervous because they were jumping perspectives, because I believe, I don't have the physical book with me, but I believe it's 3 different stories at 3 different times. Let me look. Because one is set in like 2019, one's set in like the 1500s, and I thought there were 3, but so far we've only heard 2. Let me read what they have on Goodreads. Okay, so it says this is a story about hunger. 1532, Santo Domingo de la Calzada. A young girl grows up wild and wily. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dreams of escape, but Maria knows she can never be a prize or a pawn in the games played by men. An alluring stranger offers her an alternate path. Maria takes desperate choice. She vows to have no regrets. This is a story about love. 1827 London. A young woman lives an idyllic but cloistered life on her family's estate until a moment of forbidden intimacy she sees her shipped off to London. Have we heard from Charlotte? I don't think we've really heard. No, we have. We have heard from Charlotte. Okay. Charlotte's tender heart and seemingly impossible wishes are swept away by an invitation from a beautiful widow, but the price of freedom is higher than she could have imagined. This is a story about rage. I saw the widow part and we have heard from her. She's been getting less airtime. Maria's been getting the most airtime, which I actually really like because she's my favorite storyline so far. And then we've heard from 2019, which I'm about to read, is Alice. She's been getting the second most screen times. 2019 Boston. College was supposed to be her chance to be someone new. That's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after an out-of-character one-night stand leaves her questioning her past, her present, and her future, Alice throws herself into the hunt for answers and revenge. This is a story about life, how it ends and how it starts. I'm really liking it. Another Heather McClary pick. I want to give Heather a forehead kiss for this because this book is so good and I'm really enjoying it, and it's actually giving me everything that I wanted. Like, it's kind of giving Vampire Diaries in the best way, and I'm really enjoying it. And today is just the epitome of like a perfect fall read because I made pumpkin bread last night. So I'm about to eat my eggs and toast with my pumpkin bread, listen to some Toxic Vampire, and have a great ass time because I'm finally liking a book and it's really good. And I was actually very nervous to start this book because it's a V.E. Schwab book and that is a highly anticipated author for me. I really want to read her Darker Shade of Magic book in that series, and then I really want to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and like, this is just a well-known author and I didn't want to dislike my first read of hers just because I was in a slump. But I think that's also a testament to how good this book is because I was kind of getting into a slump and this one like snatched me right out of the slump. I'm having a grand old time. I'm loving life and I'm gonna keep reading and enjoying my day. It's almost noon, it's 11:30. I'm eating my breakfast a little late because I had a very slow morning, and then we're gonna see what we get to today. I'm probably not gonna do much today, so I'll just update you as I go through the book. I don't really have anything planned for my life to show. So let's get back to the book. I'm so excited. I read for a little bit and then I took a nap, but I am now checking in to say that I discovered this YouTube channel like a week ago and I need to put you on because it's the perfect ambiance. It's so adorable. If you don't follow them already, they're called The Vintage Station. I don't really know who runs it, but it's adorable. They have these like cartoonish ambiance backgrounds and it's super, super cute. So like here's one. Like, it's adorable. It's like living inside a cartoon. They're adorable. It's called Vintage Station on YouTube. Just the cutest little like cartoon style drawings. The best ambiance and background. If you ever like to read with ambiance or study with ambiance or whatever you like to do with ambiance in the background, this is adorable. I got sick of the AI generated images. Some are cool, especially if you're reading like the ACOTAR series and it's a ACOTAR AI image of like Valaris, or like same with Fourth Wing. Like those I get, but I was getting sick of like AI fall. These are adorable. They're really cute and I hope they're not AI. Again, I don't really know who owns this channel, but I really, really like it. It's a 3-hour video, so I'm just gonna play that while I do some computer stuff and then I'm going to read my book again because I don't remember where we're at. 51%. I'm gonna back up a few chapters just to be safe because I might have napped. I might have fallen asleep a little bit before I decide to pause it, so we're gonna back up a few chapters just to be safe. And that puts us at 47%. We are getting through this book. I'm having a great time. I'm trying not to rush it because I do want to finish this video because this video has just turned out to be so long, but I'm still trying to enjoy this book while we have it and I don't want to rush it, especially if it keeps getting better and better. I hate when I really like a book and then I rush through it and then it's over because I don't usually reread books. I'm not against rereading books, but I usually don't just because I started reading so late in life compared to people who started reading as kids. So I feel like there's so many new books that I have to catch up on and read as fast as possible. So I don't usually reread books I've already read, but I'm having a great time. I don't remember what I was saying, but I'm enjoying the book. I'm really enjoying V.E. Schwab's writing, and I'm excited to continue with this book, especially with all the lore we're getting. This was the definition of what I thought a typical vampire romance was, and I don't know if I was just looking in the wrong places before, if I didn't fully understand that there's differences, but I'm finally like in the place that I was meant to be. So I'm really enjoying this book, and I'll let you know probably when we're closer to 75%. If I'm really enjoying it and like driving through it, I might let you know at the end, but we'll see. I'll keep listening. It's also a long book, so even if I get 75% through, it might be like a day later, so we'll see how far we get. Also, does anyone else struggle when you really love to watch YouTube, but you're also a reader? Because right now I have the Vintage Station pulled up, like I told you, but then underneath it shows a video, a true crime video of a channel I like to watch, and they're just staring at me and I'm like, oh, that looks like such an interesting video, but I have to finish my book. Like, I can't derail right now. I should finish my book. But does anyone else have that struggle? Because I genuinely love to watch YouTube. Like, there's so many creators I love to follow. I could watch YouTube for days. I even binge old videos that I love from my favorite creators. I have no problem rewatching those, but I struggle when I really want to read my book, but I also really want to watch YouTube. I wish I was someone who could like do both, but my brain is not that sophisticated. So I'm gonna do some computer stuff and listen to the book. I just finished. Alfred, say hi. Say hi. My name is Alfred. I just finished Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. It is phenomenal. I'm going to film final thoughts on all the books, even though for this video it's not really needed, but I usually do a final thoughts like clip at the very end. But I absolutely loved Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. For any Vampire Diaries fans, it is exactly if Catherine Pierce was a lesbian. It's phenomenal. Toxic lesbian vampires, as Heather McClary said, and Heather McClary needs a forehead kiss for this recommendation because this book is phenomenal. I almost bought it today too. I went to the store, was doing some shopping because I needed jeans, passed an indie bookstore, and they had a bunch of copies there, and I was this close to buying it because if you don't know, V.E. Schwab autographed or like signed every single copy of the first print edition, so all the copies are signed, and I'm so torn because, again, let me say Heather McClary's name one more time. She got an ARC, and the ARC book is a paperback, and it looks like the perfect paperback, so I've been waiting for the paperback to come out, but now knowing that all of these are signed, I could get a signed copy of this book and it be in a hardcover or have the paperback. I'm really torn. I don't know what to do because I want the book physically because I love it so much. So let me know. Is it worth it to get a hardcover if it's signed, or do I wait for the paperback? Because if you've seen the arcs of this book, the paperback looks so thick yet floppy. It just looks like the perfect paperback, and I don't know how else to explain this, but it's really important to me. Anyway, this book, 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. How did we go from DNF 2.5 DNF to a 4.5 star? I'm so happy. I'm so happy this video worked out. I was really upset that this video would be a total flop. I even thought about scrapping the whole thing because who wants to watch me get upset about books? But I'm so glad I found a good book. It's so good. I should have never doubted V.E. Schwab ever. Like, I will never doubt her again because it was phenomenal. I loved it so much. The characters are so fun. So as I said, there's like 3 different time periods that you go through, and I had an idea about how those 3 periods would happen, and I ended up being right, which was very cool. Well, I was a little wrong, but I also don't want to spoil anything because I think how V.E. Schwab wrote it was really, really well put together and really fun because as a Vampire Diaries fan, this was perfect. I ate this up. If you want Vampire Diaries but a little darker and a little more adult, this book. But they're lesbians, they're not chasing after brothers, this book. Oh my god, it's so phenomenal. I was really close to rating it a 5-star, but some part of me just didn't get that 5-star feeling. However, I have this rule where if it's a 4.5 star, but I keep thinking about it and keep recommending it and keep talking highly of it, I will bump it up to a 5-star. That's what happened with The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. It didn't give me that 5-star feeling, but it stuck with me, and now that is a book that I recommend to absolutely everyone because I loved it so much, and I feel like it's such a good read for a variety of people for a variety of reasons. Depending on whether or not I forget this book right away or if it sticks with me for a while, I might change it. If you're curious about that stuff, just follow me on Goodreads and I'll update. And on Fable. I have a Goodreads and a Fable, so if you want to see any updates, they'll be on those platforms. But this book, please read it. It is a little more adult. It's an adult book, but not anything crazy. It's not very gory if you're worried about that. It's just like vampires. There's the element of like death and blood when talking about vampires, but I don't think it was very gory or horror-like. I think it was just like a totally normal fantasy book with like dark themes, but nothing like dark romance or dark anything like that. Like, it wasn't too intense. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm just so giddy. That's like my final thoughts about Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm gonna kind of sit with it for a while, let it simmer in my brain, and then tomorrow morning we will go through all of the books that we read in this video and do final thoughts, final ratings, kind of recap this whole experience because it's been a roller coaster. So I will see you guys in the morning. We've made it to the end of this video. I honestly can't believe we've made it because this video started so awful, but we ended on such a strong note. So let's go through all the books that we read in this reading vlog. Our first DNF, Lightfall by Ed Crocker. It just didn't hit. It wasn't a vampire romance. It wasn't really a vampire fantasy book. It's just a random fantasy book, and it didn't give the vampire lore I was looking for. But maybe one day we will reconnect and try again. Then our very unlucky 2.5 star. Again, not the vampire lore I was looking for, However, maybe it would have been better if we went back with different expectations. I'm actually really disappointed I didn't like this book because it's so hyped up, so popular, so well reviewed, and I really want to read more of Carissa Broadbent's books. I really want to be a fan of her writing. I just didn't like the characters, I didn't really like the plot, and I didn't see the chemistry between the two main characters, and I'm very sorry for that. To everyone who likes this book, I am the problem. I know I'm the problem. Like, you don't have to tell me that I'm the problem and that I'm wrong. I know I am. I just didn't get it. I didn't see the vibe, and I am really sad about it. No one's more upset than I am that I didn't see the vibes, because I've heard such good things about this story, and I'm really upset. Our second DNF, The Beautiful by Renee. I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. Adi? I'm so sorry, Renee. This book just didn't hit for me, and this has been on my TBR so long. I really wanted it to be a hit and to like it and to finally put it on my shelf as a read book, and I just can't. I just didn't like it. However, this I do see myself going back to when I'm not chasing after such a specific type of book. I feel like once I have the time to kind of digest a story like this, I might actually like it, so I am going to revisit this one for sure in the future. It just didn't give the vampire lore and the vampire romance I was looking for this vlog. Then, our shining star, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I love her so much. Forehead kiss to V.E. Schwab and to Heather McClary for the recommendation. Forehead kiss to everyone who has ever recommended this book. Cold pillows for everyone. Never a bad hair day. This book was fan-freaking-tastic. I'm giving it a 4.5 for now. But if I keep feeling this way, it might be a 5-star. Like, I might just have to rate it a 5-star because I love this book so much. It's so good. Literally, if Catherine Pierce was a lesbian and even more toxic than she already is. So good. Like, so good. I finished it last night. I still love it. I can't stop saying good things about this book. It's so good. I love it so much. Thank you, V.E. Schwab. Thank you, V.E. Schwab, for saving this vlog. But alas, this vlog does have to end because I need a break from vampire books. So thank you so much for pushing through this vlog for me and for being with me through this struggle. If you want better reading vlogs in the future, please subscribe. I promise they're not always this slow with this many unliked books. I promise we have some good vlogs coming up and some that I've already posted, so please check out the videos already posted and subscribe for future reading videos. I love posting everything about books, so I will see you there, and thank you again for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!